I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but he's going to have to box a
He was ever better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas
and Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence.
Joe Rogan recently weighed in on the dream matchup between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, offering a bold prediction. He called Mayweather one of the most brilliant fighters to ever step into the ring, stressing that people often forget just how dominant he was at his peak against world-class competition. While acknowledging Crawford's incredible skill set, Rogan pointed out that Mayweather's unmatched defense, tactical brilliance, and fight IQ would make him the toughest puzzle Crawford, or anyone else, could ever try to solve.
It would have been fucking incredible to see which style's superior. Because Floyd would move towards you like this. He would just get right up on you. It'll just show you how good Floyd really is. Because of the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats.
Analysts hailed Floyd Mayweather as a certified Hall of Famer whose legacy and achievements still stand in a class of their own. At the same time, they gave Terence Crawford his flowers, calling him today's pound-for-pound king. Both men share the rare distinction of having broken down Canelo Alvarez in their respective eras, though in very different fashions. That contrast, the analysts noted, makes the debate nearly impossible to settle. Mayweather and Crawford each embody a different expression of boxing greatness, making it hard to declare one superior to the other.
10 rounds to 2. If you want to be, generous, 9 rounds to 3. But he clearly won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Clearly. And Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford. And he stated on numerous occasions that, guess what? Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he believed it. He put his money where his mouth is. And it held to be true. Period. So, again, and I hate to do this and I hate to keep saying this, right? But people try their best to try to pit Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather, right? Who's better? Who beat Canelo Alvarez better? Who did it better? So on and so forth, right? The fact remains is this. They both outclassed him. They both won in dominant fashion, and styles make fights, right? And the style that Terence Crawford presents, the style Floyd Mayweather presents, now they do it different.
Bob Arum weighed in on the hypothetical showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, siding firmly with Crawford. In Arum's view, even a prime Mayweather wouldn't be enough to stop him. He argued that Crawford's versatility, quickness, and sharp fight IQ set him apart from nearly every fighter of this era. What makes Crawford so dangerous, Arum explained, is his uncanny ability to adapt mid-fight, an edge he believes would allow Crawford to solve even the defensive brilliance of Mayweather.
Fans, prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has, the switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. And, I just think Crawford is a very, very unique.
Trainer Greg Hackett broke down why Canelo Alvarez has openly stated that Terence Crawford's win over him carries more significance than Floyd Mayweather's. Hackett explained that when Mayweather faced Canelo, the Mexican fighter was still green, developing his skills while adjusting to elite competition. Years later, Crawford met a much more seasoned, battle-tested Canelo who had already established himself as a dominant champion. That, Hackett argued, is why Canelo views Crawford's triumph as the greater accomplishment. It came against the polished, fully realized version of himself.
Do you agree with the sentiment?
Him saying that, I can't say he's capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is when Floyd beat me, I was 23. I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying. I do give Bud his credit, though, for beating Canelo. And Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did.
Commentators Simon Jordan, Adam Smith, and Duke McKenzie revisited the build-up to Floyd Mayweather's showdown with an unbeaten Canelo Alvarez. Heading into the fight, Canelo was seen as the bigger, stronger, younger man, and many believed that at 36, Floyd had finally taken on a challenge too great. Predictions leaned toward Canelo being the one to hand Mayweather his first defeat. Instead, what unfolded was a boxing clinic. Mayweather completely dismantled Canelo's offense with precision, timing, and defense, turning what was billed as a dangerous gamble into one of his most dominant performances.
His career, he now throws single shots, and that's why it was the calculated gamble. Well, it wasn't really a gamble because me and Simon called it from the beginning. That we go, Mayweather ticks every department. You go, the only thing that people are hedging their bets on is that Canelo's the bigger guy, but he wasn't really anyway.
No.
You can see because Crawford come down from 185 anyway. You can see the physicality's in there. He was all the size of Canelo.
As Edward said long before this fight, I just think styles make fights. In Canelo's style, this style of Canelo was suited for Crawford.
Indeed.
He can't throw combinations anymore. There's no more head movement from Canelo.
Yep.
He tries to walk people down and hit you all over the body and all over the head if he can, but he can't put his combination. He can't sustain the combinations. And what really impressed me about Crawford was the fact that it was a question of like he didn't want to trade off early with Canelo. He traded late with Canelo because he couldn't take his power early. So in the early rounds, he was just pity patting and just tapping him, kept spinning him, kept turning him and driving him mad. And then in the later rounds, as Canelo started to fade, from round 7, round 8, as the pace got a little bit slower, then Crawford's confidence, he was confident enough within himself to stand and trade with him. Yep. And even when he got on inside, he was hitting him with like 3s and 4s, hard shots, constant shots, and just kept spinning him, kept turning him. And Canelo didn't really know where he was. And another great thing about Crawford, stayed southpaw throughout the whole fight, and Canelo admitted after that he couldn't handle a southpaw.
Couldn't work it out
whatsoever.
Adam, we had Paulie Malignaggi on the show the other day with myself and Jim, and I want you to listen to what he had to say and see what you think of it.
I think Canelo has been for a while.
Former world champion Shane Mosley, one of the rare fighters to have shared the ring with both Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, offered a unique insider's perspective. Reflecting on his experiences, Mosley emphasized that Mayweather's style stood on an entirely different level. He pointed to Floyd's flawless timing, uncanny ability to read opponents, and masterful command of the ring as qualities that separated him from Canelo. Even against bigger, stronger opponents, Mosley noted, Mayweather's adaptability and fight IQ allowed him to defuse danger with surgical precision. While he acknowledged Canelo's power and talent, Mosley was clear, Mayweather dictated fights in a way Canelo could never match. Coming from someone who battled both, Mosley's verdict carried weight. Mayweather was the more complete and dominant fighter.
Lily, you fought both Canelo and Mayweather. I was surprised to hear Canelo say that straight after the fight. I mean, credit to him, he's been really humble in defeat. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather, but who did you think was better out of Canelo and Mayweather?
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas Canelo had more power and placed the shots probably better. No, he didn't place the shots better. He was just younger and places the shots really good. Like Canelo was really good at 21 years old. Like I was impressed. I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all the way.
Another viewpoint framed the debate as a matter of eras. Floyd Mayweather is rightly celebrated as one of the all-time greats, but some argue that if he and Terence Crawford met today, Crawford would hold the edge. The logic comes down to timing. Mayweather already reigned supreme in his generation, while Crawford is now the fighter defining this one. Every legend has his era of dominance, and in today's landscape, Crawford is seen as the man carrying boxing's crown.
Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Absolutely, and I noticed when I asked you, there was a slight pause. It's a real conversation now to be had. Crawford, up there with the likes of Mayweather. He's really etched himself into the Mount Rushmore conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of the GOAT.
Joe Rogan highlighted Floyd Mayweather's greatness not just in the ring, but in the way he carried himself outside of it. He noted how Floyd managed to stay at the top despite the temptations of wealth, fame, and a party-filled lifestyle that often derail other athletes. Mayweather's discipline and consistency, Rogan argued, kept him operating at his absolute best for years. Looking at a potential showdown with Terence Crawford, Rogan admitted that facing a prime Floyd would be the ultimate test of Crawford's legacy, because Mayweather set the standard at an almost unreachable level.
Is the end. It's the opposite of what everybody tells you about fighting. The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up.
He does.
The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline.
But through that balling night, I don't think he was doing drugs or drinking.
Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude
Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a...
Trainer Abel Sanchez shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's place in boxing today, emphasizing that Crawford has truly earned his superstar status. Sanchez explained that it's not only Crawford's victories that stand out, but the caliber of opposition he has defeated, and the dominant way he's handled them. In his view, Crawford's rise to global recognition is fully deserved, solidifying him as one of the premier fighters of this generation.
Be Chris Eubanks' trainer, first of all.
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Brian "Bo-Mac" McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, didn't hold back when assessing his fighter's place in the sport. Following Crawford's latest win, McIntyre insisted there is no longer any question about who sits at the top of boxing today. He argued that Crawford's technical mastery, dominance across several weight classes, and flawless handling of every opponent put him firmly above the rest. In McIntyre's eyes, Crawford has already done everything required to be acknowledged as the defining fighter of his generation.
What I said in the past, anything. I didn't think he could pull it off. He did. And not only did he pull it off, he did it. He's phenomenal. Like, he did it. He did everything right. Like, it's like he fought a perfect fight. He banged with him when he needed to. He boxed him when he needed to. He established a jab. He kept the southpaw. He kept him frustrated. I got nothing, bro. I tell you what, I would never go against that man again. Doing that shit. That shit was crazy. But I do want to give a credit to those that deserve it. Like, Terence deserved full credit for his abilities, for his IQ, Bo-Mac for his coaching. And, you know, Bo-Mac told him to stay southpaw. He wanted to come out orthodox. Bo-Mac told him to stay southpaw because of what Canelo was weak at.
Rob Aosta gave an emphatic reaction to Terence Crawford's latest showing, admitting he'll never question him again. He pointed out that no matter the opponent, Crawford has a way of silencing skeptics by turning supposed challenges into dominant performances. Time and again, when people predict he might struggle, Crawford responds with complete control and brilliance in the ring. Aosta's remarks echoed the growing consensus in boxing that Crawford has earned unshakable respect as a relentless, consistent force at the very top of the sport.